founders said we must mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. We need that now from all Americans. This is a moral moment. It's not left or right, it's right or wrong. Let's get in good trouble. My friend, Madam President, I yield the floor.
I yield the floor. Those words from Senator Cory Booker, now a part of a record-setting bit of history in this United States. Booker wrapped up his marathon protest against the policies of President Donald Trump. That speech now stands as the longest on Senate record. He passed the length of time Senator Strom Thurmond used in 1957, railing against the passage of the Civil Rights Act. That is not lost on Senator Booker. 25 hours and 5 minutes, 1,164 pages of prepared material. Booker's social media team all the while amplifying his speech to voters. Booker's TikTok live stream getting 350 million likes. The senator's office says they received more than 28,000 voicemails of encouragement. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries praised Booker just moments ago. Listen.
Amongst Cory's finest moments, and he's had many throughout the years, but it was incredible in that he was strong, he was substantive, and he was soulful all at the same time. It was an intellectually powerful speech, and obviously there was incredible endurance that he demonstrated, but above all else, he spoke from the heart. Because this is a moment that requires every single one of us to stretch in ways that we may not have previously been called upon to do. And Cory Booker did it at an extraordinary level.
An extraordinary level and a transcript that could literally be a book. Let's go live now to CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion. Nikole, nice to have you with us. Democrats had been under fire in some of their town halls recently for not going toe-to-toe with Donald Trump as strongly as a lot of their constituents felt like they should. Does this represent a little bit of a sea change where that narrative is concerned, do you think, among voters?
Well, I think it remains to be seen. I would note that Leader Hakeem Jeffries was one of a number of House Democrats that were in the chamber yesterday as Senator Booker crossed that threshold and broke that record of the longest Senate floor speech, along with his Senate Democratic colleagues. But look, you know, after he walked off the floor and had a chance to sit down for a few minutes, I did ask him if this was going to be a tactic that we will see Democrats employ in the future as a more creative way to protest the Trump agenda, considering that some Democrats have gotten blowback for not doing enough. Take a listen to his response.
There's a lot of people out there asking Democrats to do more and to take risks and do things differently. This seemed like the right thing to do, and from what my staff is telling me, a lot of people watched, and so we'll see what it is. I just think a lot of us have to do a lot more, including myself.
So as you heard there from the New Jersey senator, certainly a commitment to do more. And as you also heard Leader Jeffries there say as well, you know, that there are going to be challenges and ways they have to stretch themselves further to try to meet the moment. So whether or not they take that momentum from Booker's speech, in addition to all the other actions that they have done to date, remains to be seen. But certainly it was a moment to energize the Democratic base.
Right. Democrats don't have majority votes, but they certainly had the views after that marathon speech. I want to shift to something else. The Senate Commerce and Transportation Committee is holding those hearings on Boeing. What have you heard so far out of those hearings?
Yeah, that's right. Well, really, this was a hearing primarily focused around safety, particularly in light of a number of accidents involving Boeing planes, most notably the 737 MAX, of course. And many people remember the one incident with Alaska Airlines where the door plug blew off, and that raised a lot of concerns, and there had been previous to that a number of plane crashes. So this is really an opportunity for the new CEO, Kelly Ortberg, to explain what the company is doing to improve safety. And the CEO acknowledged it as much, saying that the company has made some serious missteps, that they are unacceptable, but they are working to make more improvement, make more changes to avoid tragedies like this in the future.
Well, that hearing playing out against the backdrop of the knowing that at 4 p.m. Eastern, President Trump will be in the Rose Garden elaborating on his tariffs. We also know at the same time that some Republicans from Congress will be meeting with the president today. Do you have any idea of what those meetings are about?
Yeah, that's right. Well, this is all part of ongoing discussions that the White House has been having with congressional Republicans to advance President Trump's legislative agenda. Of course, we have seen the president sign a number of executive orders into his term, but he does need some legislative meat and backing to really turbocharge his agenda, whether that is with respect to the border, energy, extending his tax cuts. So that's where Congress comes in, and so Republicans have been working on a budget package. They want to expedite it through a process known as reconciliation, and the Senate is going to start the next phase of that this week. They want to try to move this package as quickly as they can, potentially before their next recess for the Easter holiday later this month. So that is why Leader Thune, some Republicans on the Senate Budget Committee, are meeting with the president today at the White House. Also, the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is meeting with Senate Republicans today on the Hill, just so they can try to advance this package as quickly as possible.
Not only does Nikole Killion have a calendar for herself, but she keeps a watch of everybody else's calendars as well, and you do it perfectly. Nikole Killion, nice to talk to you today. Thank you so much.